So certainly we are giving edge to Realz again, but yet again, Forsen has a beer. So it will be very interesting to see how this game will how this game will.
Does kind of stink because sometimes you want to put out double one drop. Also take away an extra card from Miracle Rogue is
Oh my
extremely
God,
important.
are you seeing this? First
The
time
Leopard
in
Gnome.
this tournament, there is a Leopard Gnome.
Nope, let's not talk. Let's not even acknowledge it past past the fact that he's playing it on turn one.
He played it on turn one, so good.
Forsen says, "Well played." I think maybe he's like at this point he realized he mulliganed it properly by any chance. He's like, "Oh my God." Maybe he kept something like Gadgets in when you can't really necessarily afford to keep Gadgets in. Sometimes if you know it's backspace rogue, you need to be able to reduce the damage pronto. And Forsen already taking damage from the Leopard Gnome gives it immediate value.
This is the power of the Leopard Gnome. It made a statement. The Leopard Gnome just announced, hey, I'm not a Miracle Rogue. I'm a backspace rogue, and I'm going to deal a lot of damage here.
Realz picks up Defi's Ringleader. A Cold Light Oracle is nice too, so Realz can start drawing into ways to end the game. There's lots of Chargers, Deadly Poison, Assassin's Blade. There's ways he can just continue to push out damage over the next couple of turns and really put the hurt on. Forsen will need to be able to respond. And this is where something like Ascension Shield Master in the past used to be really valuable for the Miracle Rogues when they teched it in, because you're able to kind of reduce the damage, not only in just a Miracle matchup, mirror to mirrors rather, but also against aggressive rogues like this.
By the way, I find it so funny that Cold Light Oracle is actually good in this matchup, because you would never want to give cards to Miracle Rogue. At least you will think so. But on the other hand, it's just the backspace rogue is getting so much value out of those cards because every card is just dealing damage. And Miracle Rogue has no taunts. And also, the Miracle Rogue just can't heal, so you just deal this damage. Just dealt 7 damage this turn, which is super sick. He still has a lot of cards, a lot of damage potential in his hand, and he will be drawing into more. Almost every card in Backspace Rogue and this aggressive rogue is dealing damage, or just empowering the cards that deal damage to deal even more damage. Forsen down to 19.
But Forsen has been able to only take 1 round of those damages. You know, he hasn't taken, he hasn't like double dipped on the Leopard Gnome, for example. He was able to shiv the South Sea deck cancel. That way he reduced damage, but still is looking pretty bad. But it could be much worse. Oftentimes you're looking at maybe a next turn kill from the rogue. He looks like he's able to pair something else.
Realz right now has 13 points of damage. If he is able to get 3 more points of damage in 1 card, that's it.
With Deadly Poison, just you're saying it perfectly. His opponent is basically at the point where if he picks up any card worth damage whatsoever, then this game is over. There's so many ways to deal with it, with Cold Bloods, Eviscerates, etc. And
it looks
Chargers.
like turn 7 kill. Right now he has 8 points of damage in his hands, just like that. And 5 more from the weapon. It's 13.
That's why they call it the turn 7 rogue. At least in Asia they do. In the West they call it backspace because he was the one that kind of introduced it with his version with Cold Light Oracles and shadow stepping it to draw cards, maybe even mill sometimes.
Definitely. This is a very strong deck against Miracle Rogue. It's actually weak versus Druid, so if Forsen loses here, I believe he will take his Druid to counter this deck, or maybe even we'll see the Priest. Priest might be also cool with all the healing and taunts. Now he gets his only Farseer, but is it enough?
Fan of Knives, but I think that costs all his mana. Unless he has preparation to continue it, that's 11 damage with the South Sea deckhand. That is more than enough. He's got him covered. And Realz strikes back with the turn 7 kill and snipes the Miracle Rogue, which is pretty much what this deck functions as.
Thanks to Leopard Gnome. Don't forget.
I didn't need Leopard Gnome, but it certainly didn't hurt.
4 points of damage for 1 mana. Pretty good, I'd say.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. All right, so Forsen's going to go with the Warrior. Warrior is a